So Moon in Me is all about you. The more you are able to tune in and the more you are able to understand what is going on with you, and the more you understand who you are, the easier, and I'm not saying easier in a way that you're eliminating your obstacles. I'm saying easier you're able to understand the powerful influences and effects, okay, that can easily mislead you, derail you, or even distort you emotionally. It's that important. Today we had an incredible Moon in Me lunch, and it got recorded, but so much personal stuff got broken through with that I decided to go in and give you a heightened, detailed overview of your role in the next 3 days. So if you're going to do Moon in Me and the full moon in Sagittarius next week, then forget about it. You've missed the wave, right? And so if you've got the Moon in Me book, all right, it's a huge resource. And today we spoke about that this is a channel piece here, right? This is a piece here that the wisdoms of it pulse through your own divine truths. So anytime, that's why it's such an incredible resource. I'd love to tell you that I wrote the book. I was present in writing the book, but it's all channeled wisdoms. So why this is important is because you understanding what Moon in Me is just changes everything. How to read the guidance that you get. It's guidance because it's channeled wisdoms. It's guidance because there's a pulse of frequency and vibration that is pulsing your truth when you're reading it. An idea pops up, an emotion flares up, a thought process redirects you, or you get aha, or you remember something. What a special time to understand you, right? So understanding that these are waves, these are pulls, that this full moon is getting amplified, right? It's getting supported by the universal lineup. And there's such a big universal lineup right here, because as you go read the segments and the guidance that are sent through to you today, right, you're going to see that if you read those segments and don't just read it as a whole, you're going to have a very different perspective. I talk about why this time is important. And why is this time important? Because it's a full moon in Sagittarius. You know, astrologers out there are talking and saying that this is the luckiest moon and lunar cycle out there right now. Well, you have to understand why it is, right? And luck has a whole different significance for Vanda, and I teach this a lot. And I remind you that luck is practically labor under correct knowledge, right? Knowledge, knowing that you have put in the work, you're aligned with what is present. You're riding your wave, you're into your natural rhythms and into your cycles. You are no longer getting pulled by destructive thought forms of jealousies or greediness or inadequacy or insecurities. You're more in tune with, okay, my emotions are flaring up, and I need to hear, I need to pay attention, I need to listen, I need to be tuned in. And so I want to raise your awareness that there are always the rays of light that are significant to your moon cycles. Why? Because over and above everything else, we are millions of rays of light. So you being the oracle, you understanding your part, your light, your strength, okay, then you're also understanding that you're the one that's contributing to your contrast. Okay, so the two rays of light that play a very significant role in this full moon in Sagittarius are intuition, okay, and today I asked the people attending the luncheon, where does intuition come from? How are you communicating? Is it what you're thinking? Is it what you're saying? How are you communicating this intuition? This intuition is being communicated by your vibration, by your internal communicator. And if your mind is loud, or if your fears are flaring out, or if you're feeling distorted and snappy and moody, that's the contrast. That's not intuition, okay? And The other ray of light that matches up with that for you to really, really pay attention, okay, in this full moon is attunement. So, are you feeling that you're in harmony? Are you feeling in sync? Are you just feeling that everything is flowing for you? Are you feeling well? Are you feeling at peace or so? Are you tuning into your good vibes? What's possible? If you're doing that, then you're in the flow. You're in your ray of light. If you're not, then you're tapping into the shift and the contrast of that consciousness. That's why we bring in these rays of light at every moon cycle, so that you can strengthen this and have the ability to recognize, okay, and discern your ego voice or your mind's voice, okay, to your intuition. Very, very, very powerful, very appropriate, and timely, okay? Why? Because the lineup, what makes it so lucky? What makes it so benevolent? What makes it so joyous? Why is it that there is such a parallel experience with this lunar cycle that is different from the previous full moons, right? Well, Sagittarius, always the archer, okay, is pointing its arrows, okay, with an increased intensity and placement between Venus and Jupiter, right? Think about this, that Venus and Jupiter have an agreement, and they've agreed with a third party, with Mars, that Mars is going to be on a peace treaty. Mars, just for the next cycle, okay, has an agreement with you and your angers and your warrior that is wounded, that is fearless, that is looking for the war. So it's on a timeout. It's just standing on the side with a peace treaty saying, okay, I'm going to let these emotions go by so that they can come to the surface, so that you're able to move along and get to the gates of your prosperity, touch the influence of your positive consciousness, and, okay, tune into this joyous, happy-go-lucky, this feeling of sharing your essence of being alive, being the creator of your life, being in this relationship with you and God, the universe, source, your partners, your money, your finances, your career, your child. But you've got to remember that it's a little bit tricky, because we're at an end of a cycle and you can't focus on anything that's ending. You've got to focus on this ebb flowing. So what's the message? Is that you've got to understand your thread. You've got to understand that you are unique. There's not another one like you. You can't be comparing yourself to other people. Okay? You can't be judging you or others. All right? You can't be thinking that everything is the same, because we're all being brought into the collective creative mindset of it all being one. And in that moment of you being one, where are you one with? Are you one with your Venus being in abundance and in love, and in the space of the cornucopia of your relationship being abundant? Or are your relationships crazy? Or are your relationships tense? Or are your relationships coming from a place of a sense of insecurity? Because if they are, you have to be clearing out those waters that are muddied, that are clogging you up, or reminding you of your past. This is imperative, because the lineup that is present here has a parallel existence, okay, of a physical attunement to your life now. So how does this help you? One, you've got to know more of who you are. What's your element? Okay, and if you don't know what your element is, it's here in your resources. Okay, you go to page, I always say it's page 52, but it's actually page 51, right? 50 and 51. Go here, there's a wealth of knowledge. Okay, what's your ruling planet? All right, the ruling planet right now, okay, over this whole pool of this awakening is Uranus. all right? And Uranus, if you look at Uranus, is saying, you know what? I'm the wild card ruler, okay? I'm also the guardian of this earth. And it rules freedom and what? Originality. There's nothing more original than you. However, it is time for you to understand that there is an influence. And most important, there is an I am presence. And this I am presence is within you. And you play your role in the zodiac constellation, all right? And Sagittarius is, he's fired up, all right? But if your element is distorting and putting out, if your waters are putting out that fire, then it's going to get destructive. That fire is going to burn you, all right? Because everything right now is amplified. And it's so close to Mother Earth. Why? Because we're in Gemini. There's the doer factor. There's the Gemini factor. What are you communicating? Is what you're saying, okay, what you're really vibrating? That's how powerful this is. And there isn't a better, stronger alignment for you to come into alignment with your relationship with yourself when it comes to you embracing, okay, these factors, okay, because there's a lot of talk about these flares that are happening up, all right now. And these flares are here for the next 11 years. That's what they're saying about the flares. But these cosmic flares, okay, are breaking through the threshold of our own magnetic fields. And they are not coming in with darkness or the sense of fear. They're bringing in the Nordic lights. They're bringing in the sense of wonder. They're bringing in this auspiciousness of our lives being magical, of having more so an opportunity and possibility that there is more. Now for Vanda, okay, and this is just me of what I tapped in, because everybody says that these flares are going to cause such a chaos in our frequencies. Could it not be the reverse, that our world right now is so toxic with our own electromagnetic fields? Could these flares that are coming in, protecting us and literally discharging our own magnetic field of the toxic electromagnetic disasters that are already there? Could be, right? Because there are beautiful flares and they are bringing in this awakening that we are humanity and that our humanity is evolving and that you are responsible for your own spirituality. It's also you being responsible for what you're saying right now. If we are being conscious, why is there so much lack? And if you are being conscious, where's the kindness in everybody? And if you are being conscious, okay, why are people still being so intentionally hurtful with their words and wanting to dismantle other people and other businesses? Come on. It's a reckoning. It's an alignment of you and only you knowing what feels harmonious. That's what attunement is. Does it bring harmony to you? Are you in harmony with yourself, with your family? Are you in harmony with your own relationship with what you're creating? Are you in sync with what and who you are being? Sure, this is such a powerful full moon, because before you actually have the time to move, this is first and this is second, but right now you've got to be in a momentous, like oscillation flow that's collecting you as you're going, because there's no time to be thinking of what has been and the memory of those hurts. You've got to be thinking, I'm expecting the goodness, because that's why Venus is in the house, and that is why Jupiter is saying, be happy, be joyful. I am here to stream you along to this joyous place that you are the master. You are the one that's going to be in reflection of what's possible for you. What is it that you want? Are you focused on what you want, or is your archer still turning the boat? Okay, is your archer turning the arrows to the things you don't want? Are you pointing your intentions to you feeling good? Or are you more concerned what others are doing? It's just slight little differences that make such a big difference. Here's the other big piece. Okay, there's a significant whirlpool of photon light. Okay, it's a light force energy, because these flares are impactful, they are beautiful, they are cosmic. All right, it impacts us with our sun and our cosmic connection. There is nothing that is not connected. The law of correspondence reconnects every aspect of who we are, our souls, our personalities, our moods, our everything, our banks, our libraries, all of it. But it is you that chooses. You choose either to be in the old world or the new world. And here's the most important. Everybody, you, me, and everyone, no one is excluded. Everybody is being propelled forward. And isn't it strange that you would think that people are happy and ready for everything they've asked for? Because if you are, then you better stop complaining. Then you better stop paying attention, okay, to what you're saying and what you really, really mean. Because the world reads us and hears you in your vibration. There's so much here. The guidance is strong. The intuition is powerful. The attunement is all your choice. So, with that being said, Moon and Me has never been more vital, it's never been more impactful, and it's never been more wonderful than you understanding that, knowing yourself and knowing which wave, having discernment, so that you can uncover the greatest ride that's going to give you the greatest fulfillment. So we might have been ahead of our times, but we're ahead of our times, and we're sharing the most unbelievable wisdom that there is. So with that being said, do your work in the next 3 days. Set your intentions. Be resourceful. Understand you. If it doesn't feel good, breathe in. Just keep calm. Stay in the flow. Be abundant, but be consciously aware that lack has this contrast. So know your I am thread, and know that the fire of Sagittarius and the arrows of Sagittarius, okay, are in full swing to help you touch your Venus and touch your Jupiter in the arms of Neptune, which means that you're magical, your waters are blessed. All right, so stay tuned.